I can legally eat this pigeon. Whoa, is that big ounce? Wanted to start my little leech farm, it died. That's just fine. Today, the game wardens are coming out. In you go. A little tiny bit. Oh, and old Uncle Ben might just be moving into this trailer. Good morning, everybody. It is a huge day today. The game wardens are coming out to inspect our facility. That's right, the game wardens are actually coming here to my little old home to inspect our facility. So I have this little fella in here, and I told them, hey, just to let you guys know, we do have a lot of domestics in here, and it's not going to be like this when we're actually doing wildlife rehab. But what better way to show them how we're conducting business than to have these little creatures in here? And obviously, we're going to have a little bit of a different setup, like you guys saw in the last video with Pam's place for songbirds. And unlike wild doves, these pigeons I get to coddle and kiss and love on and be friendly with because they're going to be my pet. Pigeons should not be released to the wild, although I know some rehabbers that do, Austin. Doesn't really matter too much though. But these guys are going to stay as my little pets here on the farm. Look at this little boy grabbing me. And I also found a wonderful home for this little creature. But these guys are getting to the age now where I could probably put them in the pigeon loft. Also, our exotic snake permit that I only paid $60 for unlimited snakes came in the mail. And this little guy's just been chewing on it. But I have a feeling we might get something really neat from a special friend very soon. But the time is finally come, boys. I'm going to drain this little tank here, which some of you mentioned this is dangerous if the corners have been off, but it has been like this for 3-4 weeks now, probably more. Now these guys are getting older, I can move them out of this corner. Okay, now that this is drained, it'll be easier for me to move to a different spot. I've got all our boys in here, and today's the day that we release them in the pond. Also, I left for a while with the door open, and Patrick did not leave. As you can see, these guys are almost done with the roof, but we are still waiting on the city inspection for the framing before we can get the siding on. After that's done, we'll be able to do everything. The pigs sure are fertilizing this pecan tree, and these guys are about ready to be moved to a different grazing area. Ooh, look at those goose eggs. I'm gonna keep giving these guys hay and feed though and leaving them in here until we get all of the sod down in this area. It's gonna be a little bit longer. Because we've been getting so much rain, all the sod farms are flooded. But look at this beautiful pond. This is our first addition to the new pond. I released a ton of minnows in here earlier, so all these guys should be fine for them to survive in here. I'm not letting any of the fish up in the top part of the pond though at all, because that's where my tree frogs will breed. Oh, sweet wampum, look at this beautiful creature. In you go. So now we have in this pond just 3 long-eared sunfish, 1 tiny little largemouth bass. In you go, son. And our little spot-tail shiner. In you go. And I'll dump the rest of this in here just to add a little bit more beneficial bacteria. But that's it though, guys. We now have some beautiful little Texas native fish in our pond. Next, we'll get a 5-foot alligator gar. All right, everybody. The game wardens just came here and they loved the facility. But obviously we have too many domestics here right now. And they said they'd come back out whenever we're ready for the final inspection. And they said, as is, we're fine for whitetail fawns if we take the kangaroos out of their area and move them somewhere else. Even though they're way harder than Patrick to take care of and they're covered with mites and fleas. But I just made sure that they knew that all of this space and every cabinet that we have here is going to be filled with just things for wildlife rehab when this place becomes an office. And this room, instead of being my bedroom, will simply be a room that's full of tables and incubators for raccoons and possums, armadillos, and all other manner of adorable infants. But they said we can have bobcats and coyotes and technically even beavers with this space. So as soon as this little dingus is old enough to be outside full time, as soon as I can move Gustavo out into the barn in a larger tank, and as soon as I can move these guys and these guys into the loft in the barn, and as soon as this house is done, we are really gonna be cooking with gas. But as is, we could clean out the trailer and use it right now for songbirds. And once I get the incubators for the small mammals, we can put them in there as well, potentially. But I would like to keep the different species separated. Also, look, I can just walk barefoot out here now. They love the idea of using this barn. And as soon as we get the electric ran to this, and as soon as we get the new sectional doors installed, which are going to be see-through so that I can see from the porch into here what's going on, this place is going to be perfect. I also love the little kangaroo area, but they said that if we had whitetail in this whole area, we would need need to remove the kangaroos, which makes sense. Obviously, I would not mix them because they could give each other diseases.
Hey, sorry for abandoning my son. Here's a sneak peek of what's going on at the ranch.
Also, here's me from the future, you guys. As you can see, Big Ounce is doing really well in here. I am in the process of weaning Patrick Bateman, and Big Ounce is helping with that by showing him how to be a voracious eater. And a pretty cute one at that. We are on week 8 of Patrick Bateman here, so pretty soon I'm going to start giving him 10 to 12 ounces twice daily of the milk that we have. And then I'm going to slowly lower it to twice daily to only once daily. I'm glad I brought him in here once I realized he was injured, because now his limp is almost completely gone. Big Ounce? And there he is peeing on my porch. I suppose that's better than in the house. Hob and Queen are still alive and doing well. Goose moment. And here's a sneak peek of the new videos. That's it. That's all you guys get to see. Here he is. He's still evil. And the goats are in here. But that's it though. Love you guys. And the Rhea are letting poggers poop over here because that keeps the coyotes away. Whoa, is that Big Ounce? Beautiful clappy blappies.
Whoa, what a great sneak peek. Sure wish my dad didn't abandon me.
Guys, I am so sick of this cringe creature just biting my feet. Every day, it's all this little thing does is just attack and bite me. Oh, he just like he daddy. But I think I found somebody who wants to adopt him.
Before I get all the, oh, Uncle Ben, where are you keeping him? You raised him. You saved him. You bottle raised his adorable little face. I'm allergic to these cringe long hair cats, and he'd have to stay indoors because of the kangaroos. So either I get a hypoallergenic bingus or something like that, or I just don't have a cat inside at all. But I will rescue and take care of the babies because I'm not allergic to babies. See, look at this. Oh.
Also, the game warden said I really need to limit the amount of domestic animals that we have in here, so I'm going to be rehoming a lot of them. One of my good friends wants to take our Rhea.
And to all you guys commenting, Uncle Ben, when are you doing breeding animals? You're supposed to be rescuing them.
Taking Karen's fertile eggs, tossing them in an incubator, and doing a way better job of hatching them than Kevin would is not comparable to a puppy mill.
But oh, Uncle Ben can save hundreds of possums a year. But oh, I hatch one Rhea chick and I'm a monster? You see, what's wrong about society nowadays is I can hatch this thing and eat it right here legally on the spot. And that's just fine.
But the second I want to hatch a baby to give to my friend who just had a little girl,
everyone loses their minds.
I can legally eat this pigeon.
Just kidding, but I also need to eventually get these pigeons into the loft. I am going to miss them a lot, though, because obviously they love me a lot. This is really friendly behavior for a pigeon.
But we have a home for baby Kevin. New Remington is just going to run around on the property. Patrick is my son, and he's going to stay here for forever.
Lord willing.
I'm going to upgrade Gustavo's enclosure a little tiny bit. Oh, and get him into a little better setup. Obviously, he is very happy and healthy here now. And he's come a long way from the little emaciated Minecraft skeleton with scales on it that he was whenever we found him. The fish tank I'm going to move into storage until further notice. And we're finally going to start setting everything up in here for the wildlife rehab. Oh, sweet wampum.
But yeah, I'm gonna miss this little fella, so I'm spending a lot of time with him to get to... What is this on his nose? Also, to those of you who say, oh, I'm not a cat person, I'm a dog person, you've obviously never owned a kitten. Look at these little toe beans that he has. Also, take a look at his eyes, guys. You see how they all start out as blue? This one's eyes are gonna be green. They're gonna slowly turn green. Right now, they're a little turquoise because they're a mix of both. One other thing I'll tell you guys, it is totally legal to rehab any baby kitten. If you find a little baby kitten, it is an excellent experience. It's super rewarding whenever they do grow into this kind of thing, from being a little helpless being that can't eat solid food. Although it's a ton of work and there's a lot of sleepless nights where you have to stay up and then every 4 hours feed these little dinguses. It's super rewarding whenever they grow up into a little being, and then you get to give them to somebody to have as their forever pet.
Well, the day has finally come, boys.
Like I said, I found a home for our Kimtons and for these little pigeons that I've been working for the last 2 weeks to rehab.
They are now ready to go back into our loft. Look how precious this little creature is. And these fellas are officially eating and drinking as well on their own. So I'm going to put them in the loft as well. Uh-oh, dropped you. But look, guys, they're not even scared of me. All right, everybody, I put those pigeons in my state-of-the-art pigeon loft. In here, they have 2 nice big bowls of feed that they're familiar familiar with. They have all this water plus the water over here. I'm sorry to tell you this, but our leech died. The leech that we took off the turtle, and I wanted to start my little leech farm, it died. I'm gonna go ahead and throw it in here. That's food for our bass. Or, oh, it's still alive. Just kidding. It's food for our bass, though. They're gonna eat that for sure. I actually did just see the shiner come up and try and eat it. That's cute. But you guys gave me this in the fan mail a long time ago. I'm gonna go ahead and plant this in the top. But there they are, you guys. This is where I'm planting the bamboo. Hopefully it turns into something huge. But just like the rest of the things we're doing here, we are officially farming bamboo in Minecraft. All right, everybody, welcome back to the Urban Rescue Branch. Look at this pumpkin. Okay, guys, I am taking back this house, and per the game warden's request, I'm going to turn this whole place into an office by separating these little creatures from these little creatures. We need there to be minimal domestic animals in the house so that we can put wildlife in there, or at least be able to have them in there. And old Uncle Ben might just be moving into this trailer. Take a look at this, guys. Isn't that beautiful? What was chewing on that? This is the trailer. You guys have met Tommy Innit slept in here, you guys. Hit YouTuber extraordinaire Thomas Innit slept in here. And now take a look at it. How about you guys go in the comments and say, wow, Tommy, thanks for flooding our trailer and destroying it. Now that it's infested with rats, and that's definitely your fault, not Uncle Ben's fault. But yeah, guys, I got a bunch of cringe things in here for Tommy's visit to make him feel uncomfortable. Like the most cheesy stuff at Walmart. I even got all these Christmas decorations, and it wasn't even around Christmas time. And I even had this magazine with Princess Diana, but I haven't really been using this trailer except for when Tank or other people come to visit. But right now the goal is going to be to either clean this out so I can live in here and probably hopefully treat it for mice, or we can get it set up to where we can do rehabilitation for at least some species, like at Pam's place where she does the songbirds. But chances are we'll probably just be having me living in here, and I can have the whole other place as the office until my house is finally done. But look how beautiful this is, you guys. I'm so thankful for every little piece of this property. But okay, I'm about to go ahead and clean that thing up. Please wish me luck. Love you guys, appreciate you, and I'll see you in a...
Yeah, so what? I abandoned my son. What are you gonna do about it? Do you have any idea how hard it is to be a dad?